Welcome to Acton, Maine. And in this video, we're going to talk about what this town has to offer. It's a big waterfront community, lots of lakes and ponds here in Acton. So we're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about some of the businesses that are located here in Acton. We'll talk about what people do here for activities. Obviously, boating is big. And so we'll talk about some of the neighboring communities because Acton is kind of a bedroom community to some of the larger towns like Sanford. And then we'll also talk about some of the restaurants. And if you stick around to the end, I'll take you up in a drone and show you some of the areas that I thought were more interesting. And we're going to get after it right now. My name is Michael and my partner is Margaret. And if you'd like to learn everything there is to know about living in Southern Maine, then click subscribe and tap the bell so that you'll be the first to learn about the current market in Southern Maine. We get calls and text messages every day from people just like you looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or our favorite, we'll schedule a Zoom. We can help you make that smooth move to Southern Maine.
Okay, let's bring up my favorite map of York County there in yellow, the Acton right there. Bordering New Hampshire, you've got Newfield to the north, Shapley to the east, and Lebanon to the south. These are all rural communities. They either do their shopping in New Hampshire or most of them do their shopping in Sanford as well. And then you've got some towns to the west there of Acton. And this town is Acton's about 40 minutes to the coast if you want to go to the beach. Okay, I just want to give you guys some footage driving along the road. You can see the road's in great shape. It's recently been paved. And I just want to show you what the houses look like along Square Pond, or at least this section of Square Pond. We're in Acton. Shapley's on the other side of the lake because this lake is shared with Shapley, just like the Mousom Lake is shared with Shapley. So new construction, sometimes they tear down these old camps and rebuild them. Sometimes they fix them up. You know, it depends on what your budget is and what you're looking for. But this is a great town to buy lakefront property in. There's several lakes, and I'll make sure I point them out in the Google Maps. You know, you have access to great builders here from the local towns. But keep in mind that the town of Acton does not have a downtown area. Actually, you know, there's no sidewalks. You're not going to go for a walk in like this nice little village. But you know, people certainly go for a walk on this road. But if you need anything, you're going to drive. You're going to drive to everything. You're going to drive to restaurants, grocery stores, hardware stores, you know, to work out in the morning if you want to go to a gym. You're going to go to Sanford for pretty much everything if you live in Acton. Some people might go to New Hampshire if they want to drive a little bit further, but if you live in Acton, this is a bedroom community for the town of Sanford. Now, hopefully some people in Acton aren't getting offended by that, but you know, I'm familiar with the area, and the restaurants that are in this town, is only a couple of them, and they're very good. The boating in Square Pond is awesome. This is kind of a party lake, but you know, really fun atmosphere. What I'm going to do now is I'll get the drone out. I'll park right here and go up and just give you a kind of a bird's eye view of the area and what it looks like. Okay, up in the drone. So just giving you a quick video. Across the lake there, that's Shapley. They share this lake. Acton shares this lake with Shapley. 100% developed all the way around. This pond is developed with cottages for the most part, all the way around. So just giving you a view of the lake there. You pretty much see most of it right there from the aerial footage. And then to the left, I'm going to show you this little cove. You're going to see a little culvert over there. You can take your boat under there. The public launch is on the other side, and I'm going to do some filming on that side as well. So you won't be taking a sailboat under that culvert, right? Obviously. Okay, this is where I filmed the introduction to this video, and that culvert right there is where you can go under to get to the larger part of the lake. And just going to take it up here, look just above the trees, get a view of the lake, and show you this area where you launch your boat. If you have a boat and you want to check out the lake, which was a smart idea before you invest, you know, that you can make your way to this location. I'll show it to you on a map, give you an idea. Yeah, all right. All right, guys, I just wanted to bring up Google Maps and show you where we are and what we've seen so far, so you can see where, in relation to the rest of the Southern Maine. Sanford's right here. If we zoom in, there's Acton. So you're 25 minutes or so, what, 20, 20 minutes to, the northwest, Hannaford's, and 25 to like Shaw's and Walmart down in the southern end of Sanford for groceries. Unless you go to New Hampshire, but still pretty limited. The big box stores and stuff are in Sanford. I guess you could go to Rochester, but that's going to be a little bit further drive. So let's just drill in here and see what Acton's got to offer. Right, let's start at the north here. We've got a lake that it shares with like Balch Pond there, shares that with Newfield. And a little bit south there is Great East. And the Great East is it's probably the cleanest of all the lakes. It's huge, so it gets a little choppy because of the wind picks up during the day, but it is an awesome lake, and it shares the borders with New Hampshire. So, but great lake. Definitely, if you're checking out any of the lakes, you should check out Great East as well. Come a little bit further south, we've got Horn Pond, which is very nice. Wilson Lake, I've put in my boat there a few times. Very nice. And if we come to the east here, we run into Square Pond. Right, that's where I just was. And so there's Treasure Island right there. You can see this is all Shapley over here, so it shares this lake with Shapley. And if we come, I'll just zoom in here. This is where I drove, and I was, panning the camera to show you, and I commented on the road, the pavement being new. And this is that culvert, that I went up with the drone right here. So in order to get here, you come down this Shore Drive, right off of Goose Pond Road, and you pick up 109. Now, before I zoom too far out, here's the Mousom Lake here. It turns into the Mousom River, and what you'll do if you live in Acton, you'll get very familiar with 109, because that's pretty much how you're going to get to everywhere. And I'm going to talk about Iron Tail Saloon, the Acton Trading Post. I'll drive by that in a moment. So you can see that Acton pretty much comes all the way down here, and this is still Mousom Lake down here, so I'll show you that in the video as well. Okay, leaving Square Pond, kind of back out on 109, which if I went behind me in the opposite direction would take me over to New Hampshire eventually. It takes me up to some of the other lakes in Acton as well. Apple Orchard on the right, seasonal picking. Coming up here on the left, Willie's Ale Room. This is one of the restaurants. It's very good. It gets busy in the summertime because, that's when Acton really grows in population, although more and more people are living on those lakes year round. So, but I just wanted to give you an idea. It's a rural area, and, lots of woods. You get privacy. That's the Acton Fairgrounds there on the left. So that, really gets busy in the fall. It's a great fair, lots of animals and rides for the kids. On the right, that's Iron Tail's Saloon. That's a good restaurant as well. It's a biker bar, but you know what? It's fun. It's family fun. They'll have live music there sometimes. Great place to have a good meal and have some fun, some dancing. So I'm continuing down 109, just panning the camera left and right, just to show you that it's rural, People come to Acton, they want to pay less taxes, they want more privacy. There's some affordable housing, if you stay away from the lakes and you just, looking for affordable housing with a great school system, Acton is a great place to, it's a good town to put on your short list of places to look for real estate. And as I come down to the right, the Mousom goes on both sides of the road. On the right, just coming up here, that's the Mousom over there on the left. That's the Acton Trading Post right there. Convenience store, a few supplies, fishing and stuff. That's the Mousom on the right. Goes down to the dam. And right there on the left, that's the public beach. Okay guys, I want to talk about sold properties. So I'm going to bring up Zillow here and just give you an idea of properties that have sold. A little bit more information about Acton. You should know that, there's only a few restaurants. So once you've, hit them several times a year, you're going to want to head to the neighboring towns for the restaurants, and I'll bring up Sanford again because that's pretty much where people from Acton go. Some of them go north, they go to New Hampshire as well. There is an ice cream place in mini golf that's brand new that I should have pointed out in the video. This town is 41 square miles, so it's pretty big. It's only 2,600 people that claim residency here year round. Oh, you know what? Another great restaurant north is Poor People's Pub. You can come up, that's in New Hampshire, head up, continue up 109. There's a campground in Acton, the Pine Ridge Campground. You know, there's different contractors, excavation companies, there's numerous contractors. So what else can I tell you about it? For activities, you know, you got the lakes. You can climb Goat Hill or walk Hanson's Pond Reserve or the Mary Grant Preserve. I mentioned the Acton Fairgrounds, but that's only in the fall. There's one church that I'm aware of. It's Acton Congregational Church. If I forgot a church, please put it in the notes down below. Someone can comment, that would be great. The high school I mentioned was very good. It's Acton uses the Sanford High School. And as far as the distance to the beach, I mentioned that too. It was about 40 minutes. All right, let's talk about the real estate here. So let's zoom in. What do we have here along the Mousom? Because that's where most of the homes are. Yeah, so you know, you're approaching $1 million. Some of these houses will be $1 million. This little pond here, Loon Pond. Yep, I'm familiar with Loon. I haven't been there in a few years, but a little bit more affordable in this area if you want to go on Loon. If you want to go on the bigger ponds, you're going to spend a little bit more money, $850,000 there. And let's see, but sometimes, you know, you can find places that have access to the pond rather than being right on the pond, so you'll pay less money in taxes, you still have access. I think that's kind of a nice choice for some people. All right, let's come up to Square Pond. A little more expensive, $800,000, $300,000, $700,000. Yeah, and there's not been much turnover at Square Pond because, like I said, it's highly sought after. Personally, I'm not crazy about the water in Square Pond. It's not as clean as like maybe Great East, but it's still, yeah, it's a great place to have a property on. So let's come over to Wilson, and you know, we've got 700,000, 1.2 million sold, 250,000. And head up to Great East, my favorite. And you know, yeah, really a lot of money, but a great investment, and you can rent these properties out. You know, if you live in the area and it's convenient to manage, you know, any property on these lakes. You can just see the Acton has the benefit of so many lakes. So 400,000, you know, $1.18 million, 500,000. So there you go. That's Acton, Maine, guys. I hope you're getting a lot out of this video.
Hey guys, if you learned something in this video, please give it a like. And remember, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or our favorite, schedule a Zoom. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.